What's up, everybody? Peeking behind the curtain, as I do on occasion over here. I don't have curtains. Actually, no, I do, I guess. Peeking behind the metaphorical curtain, I just did a Slipknot song. In the order of which I'm recording these, I have done an Ichikanito song today. Then I did Psychosocial by Slipknot, and now I'm doing a song by a band called Buried Beds. This will not be anything like the Slipknot song I just did. I'm very chaotic in terms of the kind of music I listen to, how I listen to it, and I bounce between genres really, really quickly. So this will be much smoother, much easier on the ears for those of you who don't like heavy music. I think you'll enjoy this one. Go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. I'm trying to do that a little bit more often. See if we can get these numbers up, right? Okay, so this is a song by a band called Buried Beds. The song was called Future Ghost. Now, I will say up front, I do have this album. This is an old song. It's from 2013, maybe. I don't remember this one specifically off the album, but I do love this band. So we'll watch this together. Before I get into it, a couple things. I'm not a professional. I'm not a vocal coach. I'm not a professional musician. I'm just a guy who likes music, and I try to be really honest with my reactions to things and give you guys my perspective. If you're looking for an expert, I doubt you'll find one for this band because they were not ever very big. But you never know. But it's not going to be me. All right. Part 2 of that is please don't be a dick. I try really hard to be thoughtful, to be respectful when I do these videos. And I would appreciate it if you would be, a little bit thoughtful when you reply. That's all I ask. Got my coffee, and I'm ready to go. So let's get into it. This is Future Ghost by Buried Beds. R.I.P. They are no longer a band.
All the men I've loved, you were never one. All the roots that held, that never see the sun. Oh, behold, the future has unrealized. Room behind the door with false skylines. You'll never find. Darkness sits below to start each day. The promise of the sun, the clouds betray. Oh, the chiming of the bells that never run. The breaking of the tide that never comes. But we become one. Can't you hear voices begging old choices, calling down the lines not drawn? But you belong to the shadows of love's unknown, and the life you chose is not the one that you've become. Tie yourself to the breaking of the tide. Twice below, behold the man whose future's false Can you feel future ghosts of who you were? ice below. Behold the man whose features fall skyline. Eyes all the men I've loved, you were never one. All the roots that held, that never see the sun. All the chiming of the bells that never run. The breaking of the tide that never comes. But we become one.
All right. So I am not I'm not a music historian, but I do try to know things about artists, at least the artists that I have spent time listening to, right? So I can give you a little bit of background on Buried Beds. I saw them with Me Without You, my favorite band of all time, in Indianapolis. I believe it was in Indianapolis in 2010. And I thought they were great. I went up and talked to them a little bit after the show. And I will tell you, based on the show they put on, I was under the impression that they might have been a family band. Because you didn't see it in the video, right? It's just Eliza, who's the lead vocalist. But the whole band plays a bunch of different instruments. Everybody plays multiple instruments. I guess really the drummer pretty much just plays the drums, to be fair to him. But Eliza does lead vocals. She also plays keys, and she also plays like mandolin. She plays guitar as well. So she would have the guitar around her neck while she's playing the keys and singing, and then when it called for her to join in with the guitar parts, she would join in. Their stage show is so cool. They had these floor toms set up. So I think they had 3 floor toms in front of all the other instrumentalists. They have they have 2 guitarists, but they really have one, right? Because she doesn't play most of the time. She just plays on some parts. So they have basically a lead guitarist, they have a bass player, and they have a violinist. And then they have their percussion. So I don't know all of the songs they did this on. There are a couple that I can think of, but there's no videos for them, unfortunately. But during certain songs, all the instrumentation would drop out, right? They would stop playing guitar. They would just put it down or flip it to the back, and they would all play percussion. So you'd have 4 different percussionists playing. You know, the drummer was playing the actual drum part, right? He was playing the actual drums. And all these people with floor toms, they'd be playing like on the rims and on the sides. So you'd have all these sort of unique percussion elements, some syncopation, some offbeat stuff during this break, and it's fantastic. It sounds so cool. They are not a family band. I did ask. She did clarify they're not a family band. They no longer exist, unfortunately. Their bass player actually joined up with Me Without You. My understanding is that Buried Beds and Me Without You are both from Philly. And so they sort of have some relationships because of that locale. So Brandon Beaver, who's the bass player, joined up with Me Without You and was along with them for, I think, their last several years. I think he's been part of the group. She put out an album, a solo album. I don't know if she's put out a second one, but her name is Eliza Doolittle, if you're interested in her work. I think she's really super talented. She has a great voice. And when she performs, and on some of the recordings you hear this too, but when she performs, she plays with like a vocoder, right? So she will be splitting her voice into 3-part harmony as she's playing and singing, and that's just technology that's splitting her voice, but it sounds really cool. And I didn't know a lot of other artists who were doing stuff like that at the time. I really like this band. I really wish they had been able to, make a bigger run of it. maybe they did all they wanted to do, right? Maybe they were able to say, we have accomplished the goals as a band that we wanted to accomplish. We've made the music that we wanted to make. And now we got to move on with our lives. I don't know if that was her baby, but it might have been. And if it was, you know, going from having no children and touring to having like a 1-year-old and touring is a different concern. So it's entirely possible that their lives just got to the point where music was fun, but we can't really make it as a career anymore. You know, if you're making money, if you're making real money, maybe you keep it going. But if you're just like grinding, sometimes you gotta just say, look, it's been fun. We were able to do some cool stuff. We were able to meet some people, make some connections, see the country. But that part of our lives maybe is done at this point. But she continued to make solo music. So, you know, you take a while off, you let the kid get a little older, you do some recording. You can do that at home. So, you know, they're still in various parts of the world making music. But yeah, I love this band. I wanted to share them with you all because I think they're a lot of fun. I think they have some interesting concepts. The lyrics are really cool. And, you know, you don't get a lot of violin. You do in the Cal Style Boys, to be fair. You get violin. But you don't get a lot of violin in pop music. So kind of a fun little addition there. That'll do it, I think, for this one. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Go ahead and like and subscribe, you know. This video will get 10 views, so if all 10 of you subscribe, I'll have 10 more subscribers. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. Drink lots of water and be nice to each other.